concern. All right. I'm ready. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. It takes a little longer for YouTube. Okay. Fine. All right. All right. Welcome everybody to the live.
I'm ready.
Okay. Give me 1 second. I'm getting a little echo here. It takes a little longer. Okay. All right. All right. I think we're good now.
All right.
Okay. So, welcome everybody. We got a day. And we are talking about the wellness restart, rebuilding your health, your energy, and confidence from the inside out. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. I love playing my theme song before we get started. Let me see if you are ready. Bring it on, Brian. All right. So, look, all of my beautiful queen sisters out there, whether you are watching now or you are watching the replay, I want to welcome you to another powerful conversation in the 100 Queens who's restart, rebuild, and rise. All right. I am your
created this queen, elegance, power on the scene. Restart, rebuild, rise. Restart, rebuild, rise. Restart, rebuild, rise. Watch a real queen come alive. I'm the prize. You're the prize. We're the prize. Restart, rebuild, rise. Let's go. One more time. God created this queen, elegance, power on the scene. Restart, rebuild, rise. Restart, rebuild, rise. Restart, rebuild, rise. Watch a real queen come alive. I'm the prize. You're the prize. We're the prize. Restart, rebuild, rise.
Yes. Welcome. Come on in. I am your host, Samantha Hill, Miss Mississippi Corporate America. I am the founder of Confidence Shift, and I am so excited that you are here with us today. Listen, guys, today's conversation is a little different, but it is so much needed. We talk a lot about restarting our dreams. We talk about rebuilding our confidence. We talk about rising in business, in our purpose, in leadership, and in life, of course. But today we are talking about something we cannot ignore. We are talking about your health. Sometimes your body gets tired. I know. Sometimes your mind is overwhelmed. I know y'all can relate. Sometimes your restart has to begin from the inside out. And I am already super excited. So I know this conversation is going to help somebody. But before we go further, I always want to do a few things. And if you're watching live, I want you to drop your city and your state in the comments. Drop your city and your state in the chat. Let us know where you're joining from. And if you are that queen who knows you need wellness restart in any area of your life, drop the word wellness in the chat. All right. Not perfect, not all together, not pretending, but honesty. That's what we need. So drop wellness if you know this conversation is for you. All right. And another thing I would love for you guys to do, I see y'all over there in TikTok land, over there in YouTube. So happy to have you guys. Another thing I want y'all to do, I want you to tag another queen to hear this conversation, okay? Because there might be a queen out there pouring into everybody else. Y'all know how we do. We pour into everybody else and we are running on empty. And they need to know that it is okay to pause and reset and rebuild as long as we don't get stuck, okay? And we're going to go through a few housekeeping. Okay, so make sure y'all keep y'all microphones on mute unless we're in the Q&A section, okay, in that portion. Secondly, I want you to grab your notebook, your pen, your paper, because I know we're going to get some copious notes that we want to jot down today, okay? There's a lot of wisdom going on today. Thirdly, please engage. Y'all know I love interaction, okay? I love energy. So let's chap it up in the comments, okay? Let's do that, all right? And so finally, we're gonna have a Q&A session near the end. So hold all your questions until then. All right. Okay. Also, like I said, today's conversation is about health and wellness. I do want to do a quick disclaimer. Okay. So this conversation is for educational and inspirational only. It is not meant to replace medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. So please consult with your own healthcare provider before making changes to your health routine. Okay, Queens, let's get ready. And y'all know I like to do a little quick prayer. So let's bow our heads. Father God, we thank you for this day. We thank you for every woman watching this live and every queen who will watch the replay. Lord, we ask that you bless this conversation. Let it be full of wisdom, clarity, encouragement, and understanding. Help every woman listening today, remember that her body matters, her mind matters, her health matters, her purpose matters. Lord, give us the ear to hear what we need to hear, heart to open up enough to receive, and the courage to take better care of ourselves. I want to bless our guest today as she shares her knowledge, her experience, and her heart with us. Let this conversation help women to restart, rebuild, and rise from the inside out. All right, all right. Amen, amen. So, Queens, I'm super excited to introduce today's guest. She's very special guest. She is a naturopathic physician, a researcher, a wellness educator, and the world's leading expert in vitamin G. Okay, she is located in California at the time being, but we're going to have the pleasure of having her coming to Tennessee, and we are super excited about that. She is the founder of Vitamin G, okay, the Pixie sticks. And she has designed it in a way where it is very simple. She's going to break everything down. We're super excited. So with a dedication of holistic wellness, she is known for her expertise in treating a wide range of health concerns, from autoimmune disease to addiction recovery, anxiety, and so much more. Okay, so Queens, let me say this in everyday language. Today's guest is not just coming to talk about health. She is coming to help us understand that wellness is part of the restart, because let's be honest, a lot of women and building businesses are exhausted. They are leading families while they're overwhelmed. They're serving everybody while silently stressed. And we talk about this a lot. So trying to grow, heal, show up, and smile while their body is whispering, I need support too. So today she is going to help us understand what it means to take care of ourselves from the inside out. I'm super excited, y'all. Okay, so I'm just going to hush now. And so I want you guys to help me welcome our special guest, Dr. Gina Nick. Welcome, welcome, Queen. Welcome. Can
Thank
you
you.
hear me?
Yes, very happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Okay, Dr. Gina, welcome to the 100 Queens who restart, rebuild, and rise. So, Dr. Gina, it is truly an honor to have you here. Thank you for saying yes to this conversation. So, we're going to go ahead and dive on in. You ready to dive in?
I'm ready to dive in.
Okay, let me make sure we don't have any thing in the chat. Okay, gonna pull this up. I'm checking out TikTok. Okay, we got our queens over there. Welcome, guys. Come on in. We're gonna get started and with question number one. All right, so Dr. Gina,
Yes.
I wanted to start with foundation. You are known as the leading expert when it comes to glutathione. Did I say it correctly?
Yes. Yes. Nice job.
Okay, all right, okay. So, for the everyday woman who has never heard of it,
Yeah.
what is glutathione? Oh, I ain't gonna say it no more. Vitamin G.
Vitamin
And
G, yes. So we like to refer to it as vitamin G because it's easier. And that can start the conversation because in the holistic world of health, in the regenerative medicine world of health, biohacking, all of that whole world, all of those practitioners, they know about glutathione. They know about vitamin G, right? It's actually one of those tried and true things that we turn to help a large variety of people out there, especially women. Um, but what I found was the common everyday person has no idea what it is, has never heard of it. And so I decided I want to make glutathione accessible to everybody and a household name because it is so powerful. I've been practicing medicine for over 25 years, and I've used glutathione for so many different health challenges that people face. Everything from perimenopause to autism to attention deficit disorder to even helping with cognitive decline and Alzheimer's disease. I mean, you name it, and I will turn to glutathione oftentimes as a really important part of what I'm recommending to patients. And so what is it? It's a tripeptide, which basically means it's a combination of three amino acids. Amino acids are what make up protein. It's the building blocks of life. It's manufactured in every cell of your body. And its primary role is to detoxify, take the gunk that we're exposed to, and convert it into a form that can get released from the body. So it protects our mitochondria, our powerhouse of our cells, where energy is produced. And it helps to keep inflammation at bay. We all started to learn about inflammation when COVID hit, right? Everybody was talking about inflammation. So glutathione is one of those things that your body naturally makes that truly helps to keep inflammation throughout the body at a healthy level. And so it's found in certain foods, it's manufactured in the body. So I like it because when you take it as a supplement, your body knows what it is. Your body knows what to do with it and use it. As we get older, our levels decline. Our levels go down. As we're exposed to toxins in the environment, as we're fighting infections, our levels go down. As we're overwhelmed, being busy moms and entrepreneurs and feeling exhausted, our glutathione levels get depleted. So it's a really powerful, it's called the mother of all antioxidants. So it's like the master antioxidant in the body as well. It's just a real powerhouse ingredient. Yeah.
Okay, and I like the way you explain that and that you are telling us that our body know what it needs, where it needs to go. So when this we are uh digesting this product, it's gonna break everything down. And I love the way you broke it down in a simple way too. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's nuanced in terms of a lot of people take glutathione. You know how there's all the IV clinics are starting to pop up everywhere. Everybody's getting IVs of
Uh-huh.
nutrients. If you look
Yeah.
at the formulas, 9 times out of 10, glutathione is on the list of whether it's for skin health, immune health, fatigue, you always see glutathione on there. And so oftentimes it's injected. So I would inject it in patients. It's used in an IV, it's injected. When I was in medical school, I was taught that if you take it orally, it doesn't work. It doesn't get into the cells where it needs to do its job. So I just kind of dismissed any supplements that had glutathione in it. Fast forward, and there was a form called liposomal glutathione that came out. I was so excited because I could give this to patients. I wouldn't have to give them a shot. The problem, tastes disgusting, and it has to be refrigerated. Glutathione has like a sulfur component to it, and so it smells bad and it tastes bad. It just does, right? And so I couldn't get patients to take it on a day-to-day basis. Patient compliance was very poor. And like anything, I mean, you can have the most brilliant thing that you're supposed to do every day, but if you're not doing it, it's not
Yeah,
brilliant.
it's not brilliant, and it's not
No,
gonna work.
it's not going
And
to
it's
work.
hard. Yeah, and it's hard to even
No,
take a pill when it tastes bad.
exactly,
To be
exactly.
honest.
And also women, as we go through perimenopause and menopause and our estrogen levels go down, it can be harder for a lot of women to swallow pills.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, exactly.
And
Now,
so
one thing,
anyway, yeah,
go ahead.
there's over 100,000 clinical research studies on glutathione, right? It's a very well researched, amazing compound. And through divine intervention, I was paid to really dive deep into what glutathione is, how people can take it in oral form and have it actually work in the body, and did testing before and after to make sure blood levels increased and symptoms resolved and all of that. And I was giving a lecture in London to about 600 healthcare practitioners.
Mhm.
And of those 600 healthcare practitioners, there was like a minor fraction of them that actually used glutathione in their practice because patient compliance, people wouldn't take it. And so it was back then before COVID that I was like, that's it. I'm going to create glutathione in a form that people would want to take and that will be clinically effective.
Yes, yes, yes.
And
And
so,
one thing I really love about what you're saying and your work is that you are not just talking about, wellness because I mean, supplements are just everywhere nowadays, okay? So, but you're breaking it down and not making it complicated, okay? So, I love that you're doing that. So, what really inspired you to create? I know you were just saying that due to, COVID and the different things, people were not able to. But what was your biggest thing that inspired you to create the vitamin G, and why is it so important for you to make wellness feel simple and joyful?
so this goes way back. When I first started practicing medicine, I had my little office in Laguna Beach, California. One of my
Mhm,
first patients was a heroin addict.
mhm.
And I did all of the functional medicine testing on, I did everything I learned. I really wanted to do everything I could to help him. And of all the things I gave him, he said back then, Dr. Gina, of all the things that we've done together, glutathione has had the biggest impact on my recovery and feeling better. It helps to repair the liver, it helps with brain function. It's just this amazing compound. So that I think started me on the track of even going into this and I was a product formulator. I was director of research for a standard process, which is one of the oldest nutritional supplement companies in the country. Caters to doctors. It's been around for over 100 years. So I created their research department and I would formulate products. So it's kind of in my blood. Formulating medicines and products I just love to do. So fast forward, my one of my nephews was diagnosed with autism. And I kept telling my sister, we need to get glutathione into this boy. We need to. I wanted to. And I would try, at the time I had capsules, but I knew they weren't that effective. But I would open up the capsules and put it in a little whipped cream, see if he would take that. I didn't want to give him a shot. He wasn't going to take the liposomal form that tasted gross. It wasn't going to happen. And so my sister reminds me today, that was what, 16 years ago. She's like, Gina, you started on this path of making these vitamin G Pixie sticks back then. You wanted to create something for him that would
Yeah,
work.
yeah.
Then COVID hit, and I'm homeschooling my daughter, and I'm thinking there was a study that came out talking about how glutathione prevented a severe reaction to COVID. And it was before we really knew a lot about COVID, but I'm like, how
Exactly.
do I get glutathione into my own daughter? I'm looking at her at the time she was like in fourth grade, and I was like, that's it. I'm gonna hack sugar. I loved Pixie sticks and Skittles as a kid. I want to make a glutathione supplement, something that tastes gross. I want it to
Mhm.
have no sugar, and I want it to taste like candy so that kids would appreciate it and want to take it. It could be in their lunchbox, and at least we know that it would be helping them to support their immune function and help them get through that time. So I created the formula. I was custom creating nutritional supplements for patients anyway, right? So I knew how to do that. It didn't take me long to write the formula up. And by the way, the formula is not just glutathione. I studied the whole glutathione cycle, what actually happens in the body with glutathione. And so it's a formula that helps to maintain healthy levels in the cells of this compound. So it's not just about taking a bunch. Your body is very wise and it keeps everything under tight regulation, so more is not better. I always say more glutathione is not better. Better glutathione is better.
Yeah.
And so this is a formula. Anyway, I sent it off to the lab. I get the first sample back and it tastes amazing. It tasted like a pixie stick. And I'm like, whoa, okay, we're onto something.
Yeah.
And you started using it with my daughter's friends and neighbors, and they all loved it. And they're like, this tastes better than a pixie stick. And so that was back then. And then through a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, we've gotten to the point of vitamin G, where we have a rose lemonade, which is my favorite flavor, and fruit punch. And it's just one of those things where, I'm in the supplement world. I've been in it for over 2 decades. I've it's all the different bottles of products and powders and lotions and potions. And I'm like, I want something, yeah, we all have, and I'm like, I want something that is like, I would like to look at. I want the coloring to be aesthetically pleasing, you know, and I want it to taste good, be fun, and something that you would want to take and you could integrate into your life and know that you're doing something daily to support your body in its innate wisdom to heal itself, protect itself from harm, and heal itself by supporting detoxification. And again, working with the body and understanding how the whole glutathione pathway works to keep levels at a healthy amount, not too much, not too little. So here we are.
That's awesome. And Dr. Gina, I love that because so many women they avoid taking care of themselves because they think it's too hard, it's too expensive, it's
Yeah.
too complicated. So now I want to go a little bit deeper
Yeah.
because so many women in our audience are business women. They are entrepreneurs, mothers, caregiver, leaders, minister workers,
Yeah.
professionals, community builders. Those are the type of guests that taps into this platform here. And so many of them are just tired. Okay, so why do you believe that the vitamin G is connected?
Yeah.
How is it connected to energy, aging, immune support, and our overall health? That's what it sounds like to me. It's a
Yeah.
product that's for our overall health. So can you go a little deeper into that?
Yes. Yeah. So in every one of your trillions of cells, there's something called the mitochondria. It's the powerhouse of your cells. It's where energy is produced,
Okay.
energy in the form of something called ATP. That's where glutathione is concentrated. That's also where DNA is housed. There's a lot going on in this powerhouse of your cells, okay? And so when you're exposed to toxins, they're called free radicals, they tend to congregate, guess where? In the mitochondria of your cells, right where the DNA and everything is housed, right where energy is produced. So as we're exposed to these external assaults and sometimes internal assaults when we're fighting off infections and things like that, it hits the powerhouse of our cells where we make energy. And so glutathione is one of those key components to help keep those mitochondria healthy so we have energy to do all the things we're supposed to be doing here. So yeah.
That's amazing. So today we are learning that our bodies might just be asking for something deeper than another cup of coffee. right? Right. So that is very powerful. And since we're talking about the body asking for support, I
Mhm.
think this next question is going to help a lot of queens, okay? Because many of us ignore the signs until we are forced to stop. When you're a businesswoman, when you have a lot on you, we just keep pushing. We
Mhm.
keep showing up. We keep saying, okay, I'm fine. I'm fine. Don't worry about me. Because we are, we love helping other people. I would just say that. And sometimes we ignore our own self-care, our own self, talk that we give ourselves. But the body will usually speak before it screams, So what are some signs that our bodies may be asking when we need that support or rest or a wellness reset?
Well, fatigue is a big one. When we're
Mm,
walking around tired all the time, that's your sign. Depression, feeling depressed. And so when you're depressed, and women can become depressed for a lot of different reasons, right? But
yes.
being exposed to too many toxins, being overburdened, having too much inflammation in the body, a hormonal imbalance, all of these things can trigger depression. But when you're feeling depressed, you're not suffering from a Prozac deficiency. You're not. There's more going on, right? And so that's a sign, because for women, they'll act like everything's fine, and you just keep plugging through because you're in general a nurturer, a caretaker, and you're going to take care of everybody. So you don't have time to be depressed and tired. But when you're silent with yourself and you're sitting there and you're asking yourself, how am I really feeling? How am I really feeling? And if you are feeling low energy, sadness, depression, those are signs that it's time to stop, breathe, sit with yourself, get silent, and your body is telling you, yeah, it's time to do something for yourself. I've been a business owner my whole career, right? So I mean, I've experienced so much with being an entrepreneur as a woman, as a mother, as a single mother, all of it. And
Right.
one of the most important things that I remind myself of daily, and that I've had mentors and coaches tell me over and over and over again, is that the success of your business depends on you. You are the most important asset of your business. And so if your physical body is not operating at its highest level, how can you expect your business to be operating at its highest level?
Wow. That's a
And so,
very,
like when you talk about is it worth it as an entrepreneur, there's always things to do. There's always so much to do, right? And so, as far as biggest bang for your buck, taking that time, whether it's just taking 5 minutes to go outside, take a walk, just be alone in your own space, in your own silence, it's worth it. The payoff, the decisions you make when you're
yes.
coming from a healthier physical place.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you for making that so plain. I love that because awareness is the first step to the restart. And I love the way you broke that down. Now I want to bring this kind of back to the heart of this movement here. This platform is called 100 Queens Who Restart, Rebuild, and Rise. And I think what you are talking about is very much related, relatable. And when I first started this movement, I was thinking about women restarting like in life, in business, confidence, purpose, and healing. But today's conversation, I love this. It reminds us that health belongs in that conversation as well. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So my question is, what does restart, rebuild, and rise mean to you from a health and wellness perspective?
Well, it's funny, the word restart or is tied to reset to me.
Mhm.
And so I have in my medical practice, I have a program called Radiant Reset. And it's my favorite thing to do with patients because it's a 21-day detoxification program. But it's not just, you're not juice fasting and you're not water fasting, anything like that. But it's a program that I designed over 20 years ago and is still tried and true, used all over the world. And
Mhm.
it was basically to help you to really focus on your own health and experience, like embody, live the experience of feeling healthier and more vital. And it's done simply through some shifts with diet and lifestyle, some supplements, vitamin G, it's all integrated into it. But it's a 21-day reset, where sometimes it takes that time to change habits. We've heard of takes 21 days to change a habit. And
Exactly.
so to me, that's what it means. It means taking the time to say, okay, I want to up level. I want to get to the next place in my journey. And so this is a way to do that by being mindful of what I'm fueling my body with, the type of movement I'm doing on a day-to-day basis, what thoughts I'm having, and how that all is impacting the life I'm experiencing. And so, yeah.
Right, right, right. And I want every queen that's listening to remember exactly what you're saying, because a lot of times we feel some type of way. I want them to know that you are not weak because you need rest. You are not behind because you need support. You're not failing because your body needs attention. You are human. You are valuable. You are and your wellness matter. I love that. I love
Yes.
that. And I just love the way you are breaking down everything because a lot of times when you're speaking to, especially a physician, because even sometimes when I go to, my physician, I gotta say, can you break that down? And
Yeah.
they go and print out something
Yeah.
and say, read up on it. No, I need you to break it down to me. So
Yeah.
I truly
Yeah.
love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this has been such a powerful conversation already. Okay. But before we move on to Q&A, because I see we got people tapping in on YouTube, tapping in on TikTok. So they might have some questions as well. I gotta zoom in. It would help my eyesight, girl, because I need to
Yes.
be.
Actually, yes. We did a whole podcast just on the role that glutathione plays with eyesight.
Okay,
Legitimate,
okay.
for real. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you ahead of time. I already done peeped in and I already done signed up. So
Yeah.
I was like, I'm a 60-year-old amazing woman that is
Yes, you are.
right now Miss Mississippi Corporate America, and I want to be on point. Okay,
Yes.
mind, wise, physically, all of that. Yeah, from the inside out. Okay, so
Yes.
uh, so before we start with the Q&A, I want to make sure all the women know to stay connected with you and so they can continue to learn more because I know you just can't answer every question right here on this live. So how can our queens connect with you, learn more about vitamin G and continue their wellness journey after this interview?
Sure. So my practice is drgina.com, just drgina.com, and there's a wealth of information on there for women. So I encourage you to go there. And then for the vitamin G, it's vitaming.com. And there's lots of resources and podcast interviews and just lots of information. But really, my goal these days is to simplify things as much as possible and to really cut through the noise. There's so much noise in the world of wellness, especially with AI and social media, that where I'm at now in life is I want to cut through the noise and provide a strategic, simple plan for people to help them achieve whatever their goals are, their health goals and their life goals. But I truly believe it starts from the inside. So,
Right, right. I agree with that. It definitely starts from the inside, and that is definitely something we need to start focusing on. All right. So, most importantly, I want our queens to take this as a reminder to start paying attention to your health in a deeper way. Not from fear, not from shame, but from love, because queens, taking care of yourself is truly important. Like Dr. Gina said, how are you going to have a successful business if you're not well? Okay. If you spending more time, you know, down and sick, you just can't give it your all. That goes all the way to the brain, right? Am I
Oh gosh,
right?
yes. Oh
Yeah.
gosh, yes. Yeah, how
Oh,
clearly you're thinking. Yes. And
right.
remembering, you know your body better than anybody ever will. So do
That's
not
true.
underestimate your own wisdom. If you take the time to stop and really listen to your body, you can get so much information on your own so that you're empowered. When you go to see a doctor, you're not just like, fix me, and then getting overwhelmed or letting them decide what's best for you.
Right, right,
You
right.
truly do have the most wisdom about your own body. So,
And yeah, I have learned over the years that your body does heal itself, but by being so many toxins in the foods and in the air.
yep,
And I've been hearing a lot of stuff about what's moving towards Tennessee. So
I know.
I'm in that area, so it gets a little scary. So I'm glad you're coming this way, because that is an amazing thing. Prayerfully, we can reach people all over the world to let them know more about this product. I do have a couple of questions I
Yeah.
see that's coming in, and one is, are there any side effects?
Yeah. So because glutathione is naturally occurring in the body, it's really, we haven't seen any side effects. And I've been using glutathione in my practice for 25 years, and I've used injections, I've used high doses, I've used low doses, and I haven't seen any side effects. With any nutritional supplement you're taking, I always recommend working with a trusted healthcare advisor, somebody who you truly trust and knows you, that is familiar with it, to guide you personally, because every situation is different. But it
Yeah,
is helpful to know that glutathione is naturally occurring in the body. It's naturally occurring in foods. And so it's easier for the body to utilize it. And so it's not like taking a drug where there's known side effects.
right. Right, right, right. That's a great answer. Um, okay, and another question I'm seeing is, how exactly do you take it? Can you show us like a sample of what it looks
Yeah,
like, maybe?
I can grab a pixie stick. Here, wait. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I
I'm gonna
saw him
open
back.
up a bag. Pixie stick
Okay,
bag. This is our new packaging. I love it.
love it.
So, all right.
Yeah,
So this is the rose lemonade flavor.
and you
Um,
take it daily, right?
Yes, take it daily. Sometimes, like when people are on the Radiant Reset, the 21-day program, I'll have them take two for the first 7 days and then one for the rest of the time. And so for a daily, it's safe to take every day. And it's at a dosage where I wanted it to be something that was safe to take daily based
Mm-hmm.
on just we're exposed to toxins daily. So again, kind of being proactive. Okay, I'm working, I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing my thing, and I'm taking something that's going to work with my body to handle what I'm exposed to. So you just open up the little stick. I like to just put it directly in my tongue like that. Tastes like a pixie stick. A lot of people like to put it, I have it in my water right now. So you just pour it in your water and you drink it.
Okay, okay, all
And
right.
it
So
tastes really good.
that that's super simple. And it
Mhm.
tastes good. Okay, I love that. All right, okay. So I'm not seeing any other questions. So Dr. Gina, before we close out, I want to give you the floor uh for your final words. What is one thing you want every woman that is listening today to remember about her health, her wellness, and her ability to restart?
I'm a huge fan of glutathione. Take your pixie stick every day and take a moment to get outside in nature
Mm,
daily, listening to the sounds of nature, reconnecting with the wisdom found in nature. I'll often say there's nothing more powerful. Right now I live by the ocean, and we can talk about politics and all these powerful people and this and that. And I'll just glance over at the ocean and say, no, there's nothing quite as powerful as what God created,
Yeah,
in nature. And so
yeah,
spending that time, again, it can be 5 minutes, just
that's
reconnecting, go hug a tree, like, but seriously, just listening to the sounds of nature. You were asking about cortisol,
mhm.
right? Before we started, and listening to the sounds of nature is one of the most powerful ways to regulate cortisol. More
Wow.
important than any drug. Yes. So, yeah.
Definitely gonna have to get out there more. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not really I'm south of Memphis. I'm not
Yeah.
really in the fast traffic. So yeah, I can go out and get a little walk and hug a tree.
Or listen to the birds. If take 5 minutes, it's like it's more the intention, right? Of as a woman,
Yeah,
we always are intending to help everybody around us. So intend to help yourself, and one nice way to do that is just get outside in nature
yeah, that's
before
beautiful.
you
We
do
do have a
anything
lot of
else.
birds, yeah, around here. So yeah, that's a good thought to have. Thank you for that. Okay. So uh Dr. Gina, this conversation was powerful because you just continue to remind us that wellness is not separate from our purpose. It
Yeah.
is connected. Okay. You remind us that women cannot keep pouring into an empty quart cup, as they say. You know how you supposed to let your cup overflow, and we're pouring into an empty cup and we pretend that it's normal.
Mm.
Okay. So, and you remind us that our body speaks. Okay. I'm just kind of paraphrasing what I have gotten out of today. And I have learned just so much wisdom and knowledge and awareness. How awareness is one of the most important things. If you're not aware of what you're struggling with, especially your health, you got to focus on that instead of just business. Because I know the type of queens that we usually have on this live, and I mean, it's pretty much everything, but it's a lot of women that are in business that are on this live. So, Queens, y'all make sure y'all connect with Dr. Gina, follow her on social media, visit her website, learn more about vitamin G, guys. Learn, research, learn, and of course, continue your wellness journey. You can find her on her website, which is vita let us give us all of your social medias again, because I don't want to give
Sure.
it to them incorrectly.
Sure. So drgina.com is the website, vitaming.com, and then Instagram and all those and YouTube is at Dr. Gina Nick,
Okay.
DrGinaNick.
Okay. Right. I also it's in the chat. I see it there. So make sure guys that you reach out, because this is very important. This is very serious. Okay. Y'all know I like a lot of energy, but when it gets serious, I need you to open those ears, listen, take those notes. Okay. So if you are watching this, Queens, and you are saying to yourself, Samantha, I have a story. I have restarted. I have rebuilt. I have risen from something. I have a message, a product, a business that could help other women like Dr. Gina just did today. Then I want to invite you to become part of the 100 Queens Who Restart, Rebuild, and Rise movement. This platform was created to give women a safe space to be seen, to be heard, to be empowered. We are highlighting women in business, ministry, leadership, wellness, coaching, creativity, education, beauty, finance, so many other spaces. Okay, your story may be the confirmation for another queen, because a lot of times that's how it happens. Sometimes we feel like we are alone, but if you have a story of how you have overcome a situation, I want you to go to shiftyourconfidence.com, which is a guest intake form, or you can even find it on my website, confidentshift.com. All right. And complete that guest intake form. Okay. Again, that's shiftyourconfidence.com or confidentshift.com. All right. We don't just interview queens, we build platforms. All right. So, uh, let's make sure you stay connected. Please stay connected. I just can't stop saying that because we have more powerful conversations coming up. Every queen brings a different story. Every queen brings different lessons, and we need these reminders that it's never too late to restart, rebuild, or rise. So follow Confidence Shift on all platforms: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn, and turn on your notifications, okay? And don't miss the next live. I am so glad that this is live on YouTube and TikTok and other platforms. So thanks again, Dr. Gina, because I mean, your story, your explanation, your wisdom, your heart, and I just love the fact that you took out the time to come, because I know you're a very busy woman, because it was kind of hard getting you scheduled in. So thank you for helping the queens understand wellness from the inside out. And thank you for being part of the 100 queens who restart, rebuild, and rise. All right. All
Thank
right,
you.
guys. You are so welcome. We're going to go ahead and close out. Where my song at? Okay, but Queens, look, thank y'all for being here. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for
Created
engaging.
this queen,
Yeah.
elegance, power on the scene. Restart, rebuild, restart, rebuild, restart, rebuild. Watch a real queen come alive. I'm the prize. You're the prize. We're the prize. Restart, rebuild, rise. Let's go. One more time. God created this queen, elegance, power on the scene. Restart, rebuild, restart, rebuild, restart, rebuild. Watch a real queen come alive. I'm the prize. You're the prize. We're the prize. Restart, rebuild, rise.
Love it.
The Hill, Miss Mississippi, Corporate America, founder of Confidence Shift, and this has been another powerful 100 Queens who restart, rebuild, and rise. So be seen, be heard, be empowered. Good night, Queens. All right. That was amazing. Let me make sure I end everything. Are you still there, Dr. Gina? She gone.